want to welcome you all to the awards luncheon. I want to thank Rob Kufis and Sarah Dirks for all of their hard work putting together this conference. We have a little token of our appreciation. Come on up. You want to do this one or that one? I have no idea what it is, so you can't blame me. But again, thank you very much for all your hard work.
Thank you.
And then, and thank you all for being here today. And I will turn it over to you guys. So, onward.
Well, it was a nice surprise. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. So my name is Rob Kufis, co-chair and on the board of directors. And we wanted to, before we get started with the awards luncheon itself, we wanted to take a few moments to say thank you to some very special people. In particular, I'm told that we are one of the few chapters in the nation that actually has an executive director. And the amount of work that Patty and Rob King, the other Rob K, and Kevin here on the cameras, the amount of work that Patty and her team does in the background is astonishing. And so we want to really make sure we welcome, we thank Patty and her team for all of their hard work. Just also quickly, for those of you who have been around, you remember 2020, and for those of you who weren't around, you remember 2020 and that nasty thing that happened. But what you might not remember or know is that we were originally going to be at this resort in 2020 until that whole thing had to go away and it wound up becoming a virtual deal. But a lot of the work that was done back in 2020, and so we want to take a special moment to thank the 2020 conference committee for their hard work 3 years ago. So thank you to the 2020. All right.
Yeah.
So I'll turn it over to Sarah.
Yeah. So again, my name is Sarah Dirks. Thank you guys all for coming. We really appreciate having you here. Rob and I could not have done this alone. As he had mentioned, there are a lot of people who helped put this together, both the executive staff, the 2020 staff, our conference committee, and also the 2023 AZU conference committee. I want to give a special thanks to everyone who helped put this together. Everyone did this volunteer. All of the staff time that you have was a lot in part based on the support from our individual employers, allowing us time to put together this conference, and also our volunteer time after hours. So if you are a part of the conference committee, please stand up. There should be a slide Kevin has that he's going to pull up with a list of everyone's name. We have Lindsay O'Neill, who is our program director, who put together a lot of work with marketing and social media, and we have everyone stand up all at once. We don't need to do multiple applause, although everyone does deserve applause, but please stand up if you're a part of the conference committee. I do want to give a special thanks out to Lindsay, like I had mentioned earlier, and then Mandy Woods, who helped put together all the sessions. So if you liked your sessions, thank her. She helped recruit everyone and get everyone to fly in for this conference. And then Adam, who worked with special events. All right, well, thank you, everyone else. Their names are listed in the brochure. So thank you, guys. And we'll turn it over to Dan with the awards.
Good afternoon. Very happy to be here. My name is Dan Folk. I am a member of the board of directors, serving as a director at large. And so I was asked this year to help coordinate the awards. I want to thank everybody who served on the award committee. We had a slide up earlier that had all of their names on there. There were 9 of us. It's the first time I've done it, and so their guidance and contributions were amazing. I want to thank everybody who submitted a nomination. We had a really great group of projects to consider, so that's wonderful. And then finally, we'd like to thank our sponsors for the conference. It's been a great conference so far, and none of this would happen without our wonderful sponsors. So a round of applause for the sponsors. And with that, we're going to get right into the awards. And so what we'll do is I will announce the category, we'll announce the winner, and we also have some honorable mentions. And then we have some videos that each awardee has submitted. So we'll watch the video. As the video's running, the team that is receiving the award can make their way up, come on over to this side of the stage, and we will present you with your hardware. And then you can move off to the left and take a photo opportunity. All right.
Our first category is Master Plan, Project, Study, or Transportation Plan. The award for Best Master Plan, Project, Study, or Transportation Plan goes to the Town of Gilbert and Kittleson and Associates for their 2022 Transportation Master Plan and Integrated Multi-Use Path Master Plan.
Gilbert is on a mission to be the city of the future. But how can we make sure that the Gilbert of tomorrow is even better than the town we love today? For over 2 years, we listened to those that live, work, and play in Gilbert. We heard that Gilbert wants to be a more connected community, where people can safely and more comfortably travel, regardless of what mode they choose. The Gilbert Transportation Master Plan is more than just a list of transportation projects. It is 4 coordinated plans that together create a roadmap for how Gilbert will grow and evolve for the next 20 years. The Transportation Master Plan develops a phased multimodal improvement plan that systematically guides transportation investments and brings Gilbert's multimodal vision to life. The Gilbert Multi-Use Path Action Plan and supporting design toolbox create a phased implementation approach to integrate the town's trail and multi-use paths with on-street bicycle facilities to create a town-wide network of low-stress active transportation corridors. In collaboration with Valley Metro, the Gilbert Transit Master Plan establishes a phased vision of transit-supportive strategies and actions to meet Gilbert's growing mobility needs. To be proactive, not reactive, the Emerging Technology Playbook outlines policy and regulatory strategies for the town to incorporate and manage new mobility options. To shape our new tomorrow today, Gilbert is hitting the ground running. Numerous recommendations and strategies identified in these plans have already been incorporated into the town's CIP and bond program. The town of Gilbert would like to thank the APA Arizona chapter and the thousands of people who participated in the Gilbert Transportation Master Plan. Your suggestions, critical thinking, comments, and ideas helped shape this plan and Gilbert's transportation future.
Honorable mention in this category goes to the City of Flagstaff for the 10-year housing plan.
The City of Flagstaff is honored to have been awarded the honorable mention in the Master Plan, Project, Study, Transportation Plan category for the 10-year housing plan. In December of 2020, Flagstaff City Council declared a housing emergency, emphasizing the community's need for action. Shortly after, staff got to work. The 10-year housing plan creation was a huge collaboration and community effort that took extensive planning on the city's end, but it required even more public outreach and participation. We would like to acknowledge not only city staff for their hard work, but the members of the public, the 80 volunteers who donated over 1,000 volunteer hours, the community stakeholders, the members of the Housing Commission, City Council, and many others who made it their goal to see this plan through. The plan was adopted on February 15, 2022. The goal of the plan is to have a single, comprehensive, community-facing document to summarize the city's housing needs. It includes 13 policy initiatives and 58 comprehensive strategies to meet the overarching goal of reducing the current affordable housing need in our community by half. 2 fundamental elements support the overarching goal and are being used to navigate this effort. The first element is to impact at least 6,000 low to moderate income Flagstaff residents through a combination of unit creation or subsidy provision. The second element is to create or preserve 7,976 housing units by 2031, with a minimum of 10% of them being affordable. We are so appreciative of the recognition for this innovative effort.
A second honorable mention in this category goes to the City of Scottsdale in partnership with the ASU Climate Research Center for identifying strategies for a cooler Scottsdale.
In 2020, the City of Scottsdale partnered with Arizona State University to assess patterns of urban heat in the city and identify strategies for a cooler Scottsdale. Heat is one of our region's top sustainability challenges, and the extreme temperatures we experience have far-reaching impacts on health, infrastructure, environment, and economic well-being. One of the ways that scientists assess urban heat is by looking at satellite images of the temperature of the ground, rooftops, parking lots, trees, and other objects. The hottest surface in Scottsdale is measured at 165 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 70 degrees hotter than the coolest surface. The Indian Bend Wash and the Scottsdale Civic Center and Stadium are all cooler areas of the city. Scottsdale Airport and Scottsdale Road between Old Town and South Scottsdale are noticeably hotter due to having more pavement and fewer trees. In fact, we found that surface temperature decreased by more than 1 degree for each $10,000 increase in mean per capita income. Scientists measured several weather-related variables, including air temperature, surface temperature, humidity, wind speed, and radiation from the sun. For the Scottsdale study, researchers at ASU used a mobile weather station called MARTI to collect data about thermal comfort. Radiant temperature can be very hot in certain locations, over 140 degrees, and varies more than air temperature. Compared to fully exposed areas, temperatures are 55 degrees lower under mature, fully leafed trees in Old Town and on waterfront, and 30 degrees lower under mature, desert-adapted trees. Thermal imagery gives a good sense of how different surfaces can have very different temperatures even when side by side. The research also captured helicopter images to assess the thermal environment at different times of day. These images show a number of important spaces in the Scottsdale urban environment. For more information or to explore the study further, go to scottsdaleaz.gov and search Cooler Scottsdale.
The next category is for ordinance, regulation, legislation, or adopted policy. And the 2023 award goes to the Town of Gilbert for their mixed-use zoning and design guidelines.
We are honored to receive the 2023 Best Policy Legislation Ordinance Award from the Arizona chapter of the American Planning Association. The Town of Gilbert is eager to use 3 new mixed-use zoning districts and design guidelines as a tool for planning our future, helping us to shape a new tomorrow today.
As Gilbert sees a transition from planning for greenfield development to meeting new demand for infill and redevelopment projects, the efficient use of land and sustainable development practices have become even more critical to the success of our community. Gilbert created 3 mixed-use zoning districts to accommodate a range of mixed-use developments in different settings, from small live-work buildings to campus-style developments and master site plans. The districts create flexibility for developers to make unique projects work, while creating standards for harmonizing development with existing neighborhoods and guiding best practices in design. Gilbert's mixed-use zoning demonstrates how Arizona communities can prepare for the next era of development after build-out and accommodate new urban growth pressures in a sustainable, livable manner.
We want to thank all the Gilbert staff, members of the public, council members, planning commissioners, and community partner organizations for providing guidance and feedback throughout the creation process. Their insights helped create a thoughtful product worthy of winning this professional award.
The next category is public outreach. And this year, the award goes to the Town of Oro Valley for their community engagement plan.
Welcome! We invite the Oro Valley community to help shape the town's future. To create a community-driven action plan, we need to hear everyone's voice during the general plan process. The town is taking steps to make participation easy, meaningful, and fun for residents of all ages and interests. Oro Valley has always placed a very high value on community participation. In fact, our 2016 general plan also won an Arizona Chapter Award for Best Public Outreach. It was also ratified by 71% of the town's residents. So why mess with success? But we know that communication strategies evolve. More importantly, we know that we didn't reach all age groups and interests despite our best and intensive efforts. So how do you create a participation strategy that is tailored to reach all ages and interests? Typically, communication strategies are developed by staff and consultants based on general assumptions and what other communities are doing. But we reached out to those who know how to engage Oro Valley residents best, our community. Our new approach was simple, yet produced numerous benefits. We surveyed residents to understand how all ages and interests could most easily participate in the general plan. Knowing that many utilize different means to communicate, we promoted the survey online using our own platforms and asked youth groups, HOAs, citizen activists, and others to help spread the word through their networks. This broad range of promotions successfully captured the voices of people who do not typically get involved. In an absolutely great way, the survey results challenge our preconceived notions of best communication methods. This next step involved asking a resident advisory group to help turn the results into a community engagement plan. We went the extra mile to ensure this group was comprised of youth, working professionals, and older adults who teamed up with staff and Gordy Group, a local marketing firm, to assemble the community engagement plan. This unique approach produced a strategy focused on inclusivity and accessibility. It includes methods and tools to meet people out in the community or online at their convenience. We now have a high degree of confidence we will receive participation from a wide cross-section of residents. We want to thank the Arizona chapter of the American Planning Association for selecting us again for the Best Public Outreach Award and recognizing the Oro Valley community's work. We will be launching a variety of opportunities to get involved with the general plan this October. Please visit the town's website to see the community engagement plan in action and let us hear your voice.
Also in the public outreach category, honorable mention to the Yavapai County Public Outreach Plan by Yavapai County and Upfront Planning and Entitlements.
Good afternoon. My name's James Gregory. I'm the chairman of the Yavapai County Board of Supervisors. Today we're here with Jeremy Dye, who's the Yavapai County Director of Development Services. Good afternoon, Jeremy.
Good afternoon.
It's my understanding we just got done doing a comprehensive study with the county on the comprehensive plan, and we actually received an award for our outreach efforts.
Yes, we did. And so, as you know, the comprehensive plan is our guiding document for the county. It is required by state statute to be updated every 10 years. And so it's an important guiding document for development in our county. And so from the very beginning, we wanted to include as much of the population, as much public outreach as possible, and reach as many people as possible. And so we actually started this process about 2 years in advance of adoption so that we could reach as many people as possible. And so part of that included us bringing on a consultant. We hired Jessica Sarkisian from Upfront Planning and Development, and included her and her team to help us with that public outreach.
Well, that's great. Can you tell me what the driving force behind the comprehensive outreach, and where do we start with something this important?
So for this document, the county is a huge place. It's the size of New Jersey. And so there are so many unincorporated communities in the county. We knew we had to reach as many of those unincorporated communities and as many of the population as possible. And so we went to great lengths to do that.
I will tell you, as far as the efforts that you guys did your team did an outstanding job, and we're very proud of the county for what your efforts were. And I think that's going to pay off dividends from for the future and beyond. So thank you, Jeremy.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
The next category is Best Regional, General, or Comprehensive Plan for jurisdictions with a population less than 50,000. The award goes to the Town of Florence for their 2022 General Plan.
Hi, I'm Florence Mayor Tara Walter, and on behalf of our Florence Town Council, our Planning and Zoning Commission, Community Development, and staff, I am delighted to accept the Arizona Planning Association's award for our 2022 General Plan. This recognition underscores our forward-thinking approach to managing growth and preparing for future development. I'd also like to express a heartfelt gratitude to the citizens of Florence who overwhelmingly supported the general plan update during the November election. Public involvement was instrumental to this positive outcome, and it was key to shaping our vision for preserving historic Florence while embracing thoughtful growth. Our updated general plan remains steadfast in upholding our commitment to restore and invest in a historic downtown district while enhancing Florence's unique character and charm. We sincerely appreciate the APA's acknowledgement of our dedication to long-term planning. And I'd also like to give a special shout out to all of the citizen planners and professionals across Arizona for your amazing contributions to local planning. Thank you again for your incredible efforts to public service.
Honorable mention in this category goes to the City of Page and Matrix Design Group for the City of Page 2040 General Plan.
Situated alongside Lake Powell, Page is the crown jewel at the top of our state. It is a vibrant community with a unique history and culture and annually welcomes over 3 million visitors. A primary goal of the Page 2040 General Plan was to expedite economic recovery and position the community to be more agile in responding to future opportunities and challenges following the impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic and the closure of Navajo Generating Station. The process, led by Matrix Design Group and managed by the City of Page, focused on creating a plan that would tackle current challenges faced by the city while predicting and preparing for the opportunities ahead.
The process of developing a general plan with Matrix was enlightening. We confronted our challenges, and the goal and policies that emerged are proof positive of the plan's success. Zach Montgomery, Director of Planning and Zoning for the City of Page, worked hand in hand with Matrix to create this award-winning document. Now, 8 months later, we're proud to have a completed, implemented 12 action items and continue to realize the full benefit of this plan.
Extensive public participation formed the foundation of the general plan process to effectively convey the uniqueness of the community and their shared vision. Hundreds of community members were brought to the table, both in person and virtually, through numerous open house events and city council meetings, while a robust ambassador program helped build community support. The online issue mapping tool ID Places ensured the specific goals and policies of the plan were relevant and precise to key geographic areas of concern. The general plan was supplemented by the Economic Development Recovery and Resiliency Plan, which tackles the economic challenges Page faces with practical, actionable measures. Concurrent to both plans, the city updated their zoning code and zoning map to create a fully comprehensive set of governing documents. As a result of this innovative, comprehensive approach to planning, Page has successfully shifted to a holistic approach to growth, positioning themselves at the helm to guide future development.
Our next category is Student Planning Projects. With an impressive group of submittals, the award committee wants to recognize all of the projects, but have selected 2 as the top projects. The first Student Planning Award goes to the City of Phoenix 2025 General Plan, Youth Engagement Strategy, ASU's Planning Workshop Spring 2023, and City of Phoenix Planning and Development Department.
I'm Megan Ellens, Associate Professor at the School of Geographical Sciences and Urban Planning at Arizona State University. And one of the real highlights of our program, our Master of Urban and Environmental Planning graduate students spend a semester working with Arizona communities on real-world planning problems. This represents a bridge between their graduate education and their early careers as planning professionals. In spring of 2023, I worked with 22 graduate students, along with my co-instructor, Jonathan Davis, and the City of Phoenix's Planning and Development Department. We focus on youth engagement as part of the city's general planning process, and it really shined a light on the opportunity to bring youth voices to the table.
We specifically created activities that identified what was missing in Phoenix neighborhoods while also incorporating equity as a major theme.
This project aimed to incorporate the voices of young people into the planning process and to ensure their voices are heard and aspirations are considered.
I think this project is innovative because we can use urban planning to create a more rich community that serves all members within that community, so the adults and the youth.
This project was really important because it really can teach other planners the importance of youth engagement, not only early on, but throughout the entirety of a project. Because a lot of our planning work really is for those next generations, for the future generations.
It's been our pleasure to share this youth engagement work with all of you. We thank our community partners in all of our semesters, and particularly the City of Phoenix for working with us in spring of 2023.
The second Student Planning Award goes to Sarah Pimentel for ASU's Masters of Urban and Environmental Planning Applied Project, Homelessness and Public Transportation.
Sarah Pimentel's project with Valley Metro was a truly outstanding piece of work on a difficult and really important topic, which is the intersection between public transportation and unhoused folks in our region and in general. There are no easy solutions to this issue, and Sarah's work, though, is part of a really important and growing national conversation calling for collaboration between transit agencies and those who provide services for the unhoused. Her work is the first and so far only analysis that I'm aware of this issue in our Phoenix area. And I hope that it can become part of the groundwork that leads to better outcomes, both for our unhoused neighbors and for all public transit riders.
Sarah's research answers the question of how and to what extent unhoused people use the Valley's light rail system in a comprehensive, rigorous, and transferable way. Sarah's research is comprehensive in that it draws together the perspectives of unhoused people, service providers, law enforcement, and Valley Metro customers in telling the story. Her research is rigorous in that she draws findings after looking for patterns among different kinds of data sources and seeing where those patterns converge. Her research is transferable in that it innovates new methods for identifying who might be unhoused on Valley Metro's light rail system and developing an easy way through an app to collect this kind of data that can be collected with one staff member and the help of a small team of trained volunteers.
Sarah's work on how the unhoused use light rail has advanced the agency's understanding of how this community uses it to access services, to relocate and take shelter, and by understanding the opportunities for improvement in areas like transit pass access and communication with the unhoused, her work has informed recent efforts in outreach, such as those in coordination with Mesa Police and homeless service providers.
And I hope that it can become part of the groundwork that leads to better outcomes, both for our unhoused neighbors and for all public transit riders.
Honorable mention to the other student projects: the El Pueblo Community Resource Guide, University of Arizona; the Santa Cruz County 5-Year Tourism Sector Prosperity Plan, University of Arizona; the Tucson Housing Reforma, University of Arizona; and the University of Arizona Extreme Weather Plan, also from the University of Arizona.
So I do want to mention the committee was just very impressed with the submittals from the student projects. I think we had 6 total, and so that's why we really wanted to mention all of them. Again, I think we're in good hands with the planners that are coming up and the work they're doing. Our profession is strong. All right. I think now we are going to transition into the individual recognitions. Starting with our distinguished planning pioneer, which this year we're very happy to recognize Jerry Stabley. So I've got a few comments to share with Jerry. I've talked with Jerry and I've reached out to some of his colleagues that he worked with. Everybody they had nothing but good things to say, and that he's very worthy of this recognition. Jerry had more than a 30-year career as a planning professional in Arizona. He moved to Arizona to attend Arizona State University, where he got his master's degree in geography. He came from Pennsylvania. He's a graduate of Penn State. His undergraduate degree was in environmental resource management. In 1984, he took a job with the city of Scottsdale, where he worked for 19 years on a number of positions, including project coordinator. You can only imagine how many projects he worked on in those 19 years, but some that came to mind were the waterfront project. What was the Arizona Canal was transformed into a waterfront amenity, connecting different parts of Scottsdale and really turning downtown into an all-day destination. In 2003, Jerry went to Pinal County to be their community development director. He was there for 11 years. Some of the major work, they updated their comprehensive plan, focusing on land use and job creation. He's very proud of the process they undertook in terms of public outreach and capturing comments from their community and incorporating those into the plan. And then, of course, every good comprehensive plan is followed up with some zoning code amendments, and so they did that as well. Just a few, I'm sure. Jerry retired in 2014, but as we're told, even in retirement, we should find ways to continue to serve our community, right? And so it seems like Jerry's busier than ever. He is a member of the Casa Grande Elementary School Board. He has a real passion for children's literacy. He was instrumental in bringing a program, the AARP reading program, to the Casa Grande schools. It was only the 3rd in Arizona for this program. They match volunteers with 1st through 3rd graders. He's got more than 50 volunteers involved right now. And of course, they're performing much better than the national average. The students that go through this literacy program improve their reading up 73%, one level up, which is greater than what the national average is. He's also been involved with Big Brothers Big Sisters, Opportunity Tree, which provides services to adult developmentally challenged individuals. And of course, he was on the APA board. He was our president, which is when I first got to know Jerry, from 2020 to 2022, and he's still on as our current past president. So I asked Jerry, what are some things you would share with a big room of really talented planners? And he gave me 3 things. So number 1, maintain your sense of humor. I'll repeat that one. Maintain your sense of humor. Protect your reputation. And get involved with APA. So thank you, Jerry, and congratulations.
I'll just make a quick comment. You can't give a planner a microphone and not have him use it. So, and I have about a 2-hour presentation for you all, so I hope you don't mind. But no person is an island. No person is an island. And so I need to thank a number of people. First of all, my wife, who's just walking around, there she is, for allowing me to attend all sorts of planning commission and city council meetings at night. Throughout my career. Secondly, all my colleagues over the years. There have been many of them. Many of them are here, and I owe them all a great deal of thanks. Third, is Patty for nominating me for this award. Thank you very much. And if you choose to serve on the board, and I hope you all consider it, just do whatever Patty tells you to do, and you'll be golden. You'll do great. And lastly, all of you for this wonderful honor. I'm very humbled by it. Thank you all very much.
All right, moving right along. Now we have two people who are going to be receiving Distinguished Citizen Pioneer Awards. And so the first is David Crummy. I believe we have a video on that one, so we'll play that first, and then I'll fill anything in that was not included.
David is a professional colleague. David is a poet. David is the 2022 Oro Brewing Company's champion yodeler. More importantly, David's a friend.
David has been such an exemplary leader in gathering thoughts of our community and putting them together to organized action. In 2009-10, we started talking about what we wanted for our downtown, and he was able to put us together, and we formed a community group called I Believe in Mesa's Downtown.
Congrats to David Crummy as the 2023 awarded Distinguished Citizen Planner. Sorry I couldn't be there in person, crazy travel plans. As a longtime friend and co-conspirator of David's, I love his sense of community. And like any distinguished citizen planner knows, places people love look less like this and more like this. And David sees more than the buildings and the streets and the trees. Nope, this is not a tree. He sees the community of committed people and what it takes to transform systems within systems. And David doesn't simply say, we should do this or we should do that. No, he says, let's do fill in the blank. And he makes it happen.
The fun times we had through enduring the projects and the things we've done is what made our tight-knit little community crew of do-gooders, townies in the West Mesa area, a really special thing. And David had a big part of that. His personality is such that he's kind of like the annoying cog in the group, but the one that leads to getting something done because he was right. But he actually was right. As annoying as it is, he was right.
Demand for walkable community is way outpacing the supply here in the Valley, which means people are looking at areas across the country to move to, because if they want to live in a hip new place, this is that whole Portland is for quitters mantra I have.
As a friend, he's taught me a couple of things. Most importantly, Portland is for quitters.
Portland is for quitters. And
Portland's for quitters.
Don't move to Portland because it's already done there. Build it here, because we need that. We need people that think about community, that want to build strong, wealthy communities, to be here and to stay here.
Congratulations, David. Distinguished Citizen Planner of the Year. A well-deserved honor.
If David just wants to hang on for a second, I'll just fill in a few of the gaps. I know you just saw this great video, but to a little more about what David's been involved in. Really working a lot in Mesa. He did attend ASU, got a master's degree in urban and environmental planning, housing sustainability, and TOD, transit-oriented development. He's worked for the Boys and Girls Club of the East Valley. One of the speakers was the RAIL CDC, which is the Mesa Retail Arts Innovation and Livability CDC. He's the vice president of their board of directors, involved with lots of different neighborhood economic development groups. Some of you may know him from Newtown CDC, which is Arizona's oldest and largest community land trust. And so, yeah, congratulations, David. Thank you for everything you do. All right, our next distinguished citizen pioneer is Devonna McLaughlin. So I'll talk about Devonna for a little bit. Devonna is from Flagstaff, Arizona. She's a member of our Housing Commission, which started in 2019. She's been on the Housing Commission since its inception. She's definitely a housing professional and volunteer within our community. She's become a real advocate for safe, decent, affordable housing for all. As a member of the Housing Commission, they helped write the 10-year housing plan that was recognized a little bit earlier today. She was also very involved in the creation of a Flagstaff Housing Emergency Declaration, which has really given us a lot of resources and support to take on this issue. She helped with Proposition 442 as a Housing Commission member, educating the community. That proposition passed last fall. It's $20 million for affordable housing in a variety of categories. In addition to all her volunteer time in working with our Housing Commission, she is the CEO of Housing Solutions of Northern Arizona. She's been with them for 18 years. Some of the services they provide include Sharon Manor, which are 29 units of transitional housing for survivors of domestic violence. They've helped over 1,500 adults and children since 1999. They provide a lot of foreclosure assistance counseling to people, credit and financial counseling, pre-purchase assistance, also known as a down payment assistance program. They administer a program for the city of Flagstaff on down payment assistance. They're also now in the business of building some units, some affordable units. They also work on our owner-occupied housing rehabilitation program. And then recently they've purchased a motel, I believe, with some state of Arizona funding that they're going to create transitional housing. So again, Devonna has really become a yes voice in Flagstaff. I do see the shift in the time I've been there. We have advocates, and she's one of our great housing advocates. So congratulations, Devonna.
Thank you.
No, thank you so much. All right. Our final recognition today is for Distinguished Public Official, and this year we're recognizing Paul Gardner. I believe Paul just recently retired from the town of Queen Creek. In doing some research on this, I learned quite a bit about Paul and his family. His grandfather started the Queen Creek Water Company, which was incorporated in 1974. I think it actually goes back to the 1950s. Paul took over as president of that in 1985. He's considered one of the 5 founding members of the town of Queen Creek when it was incorporated in 1989. He served on the first town council in 1992. He's the president and partner in the Queen Creek Water Company for 23 years. That was his role up until then the town purchased the utility in 2008. And it only seems natural he became the utilities director for the town of Queen Creek. He focused on diversifying the town's water supply and investing in new infrastructure. He served 16 years as president of the Water Utility Association of Arizona, 30 years on the Water Infrastructure Finance Authority of Arizona, and as I mentioned, he just recently retired. He's known as a visionary leader that has made countless contributions to the town of Queen Creek. So congratulations, Paul. All right. We have one more recognition, and this is for our great public places in Arizona. This year, we're recognizing the Margaret T. Hance Park.
Designed by the globally renowned landscape architecture firm Hargreaves Jones, the Republic Services Garden sits on the west side of the 32-acre Hance Park, located in central Phoenix in the middle of cultural, arts, educational, and community institutions. The 1-acre garden is part of the Hance Park Revitalization Project, a public-private partnership led by the Hance Park Coalition, which consists of the Phoenix Parks and Recreation Department, Phoenix Community Alliance, and Hance Park Conservancy. The Republic Services Garden features 33 native desert plants and will serve as a habitat for butterflies, bees, and hummingbirds. The area includes a recycled steel canopy to shade walking paths, seating areas, and swings, as well as energy-efficient LED lighting for night use. Recently, more than 100,000 visitors came through Hance Park for Super Bowl 57 festivities and were able to enjoy the new garden and its unique features. The garden will continue to be a place for the community to enjoy for years to come.
All right, I think that brings us to the end of this portion of the ceremony. Thank you again to everyone who participated, and we look forward to next year's awards. I believe next we're going to get an update on elections. Amanda's here. And on the back is the list of all the award committee members. So again, I would thank you all. If you're here, why don't you stand up if you were on the award committee that reviewed these projects. All right.
Hi, everybody. I'm Amanda Leone, current director at large, and I'm the elections representative this year. We have some weird timing where usually we would announce the winners of our elections, but the actual deadline to submit your voting is tomorrow, end of day. So if you haven't done already, please go ahead and submit your votes. This is for the AZ chapter board. I wanted to, because this is an opportunity to tell you all, please nominate yourselves in the future. If you're ever interested in joining the board or have any questions, reach out to any of us, our board staff, or our AZ APA staff. But because we didn't have any competition, I'm just going to announce the nominees. And just a quick round of applause at the end, just to let everybody know who our next board members may be if we all put in our votes. Oh, good. I had it here, but that's great. So Arizona Chapter President-elect Sarah Megason. Vice President for Legislative Affairs Ryan McCann. We had 2 positions for director at large, and we filled both of those. So we have Charles Hester and Sarah Dirks. And a North Central Section Director, Adam Cannon. I haven't seen him, but congrats, we're excited. And our Southern Section Director at Large, Lexi Willett, as well. So submit all your votes just so we can, keep our numbers up for voting, and please elect yourselves next year. So that's all I have. Do we have any other announcements or anything? Okay, enjoy the rest of the day. See you all throughout.